you currently use 0845 numbers, and obviously with the amount of time people spend on the phone and not being answered, and bearing in mind particularly some of the poorest people rely on mobile phones in order to ring you, which cost them significant amounts, what moves are you making to move to 0345 numbers?
It's something that we spent actually quite a long time working on across government for quite a long time. We have a vast range of telephone numbers at the moment, and I can't give you a clear answer here as to when we could move any of that to the
why
03,
not?
but I'd be happy to write to you. Well, because it's a vast business, and because we're trying to move incrementally and bringing things down to one number. I mean, my aspiration is that people can operate our services at lowest cost possible.
But all of these are all aspirations. We're not hearing anything about actual achievement and progress. I mean, it's all aspiration. Surely a telephone number is a relatively easy thing to change and would be a commitment to trying at least to ensure that the cost, some of the cost to individuals, particularly vulnerable people, of trying to access HMRC could be reduced. Surely that would be a quick win. Don't you feel you need some quick wins?
I certainly think we do, but we have a huge programme of change to bring on board over the period. But let me accept that as a challenge, and let me agree to take away and look at what we could do to move it faster. But it's not just about putting the telephone in, it is all of the places that use our numbers, that publish them in right across government and elsewhere. So when we move a telephone number, it is quite a big deal for us in terms of cost and the amount of letters, etc.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Andrea. Real quick one. What's your revenue from 0845 numbers?
Sorry?
How much money do you make out of having an 0845 number?
We don't have any revenue from 0845 numbers. That's something that's been explained several times before.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that's absolutely right? I mean, there was I think I saw an email this morning, somebody going, right, you don't charge 2p a minute?
We don't see that.
Absolutely nothing at all.
You do accept, though, that it costs the customer or the taxpayer more to ring on that sort of number?
Yes, and I certainly had experience in my previous business in moving this.
What concerns me today, Lesley, is that 910 report to the Public Accounts Committee. The department uses 139 telephone numbers. It plans to reduce this number. It's back to Andrea's aspirations. Now, how many numbers are you using? This is 2011. How many have you dropped? Do we know? We don't know. We believe.
No, I did know it.
Think
but
we have.
I did know it when I quoted what we were going down to from the 139. I think it was 54.
And you were asked by the Public Accounts Committee to move to the 03 numbers as soon as possible, and that was 910. Now, do you see where we're coming from? There's a very good football manager, I think it's Ferguson, who said, when he was asking a player to do something, the player said, "I'll try." And Ferguson, a Scot like yourself, Dame Lesley, said, "In my book, you don't try. There's not such a word as try. You either do or you don't." Now, are you going to reduce these 139 numbers, and when? Are you going to move from the 0845 or whatever number to 03 numbers, and when?
Well, I've already accepted the challenge, Chair,
Sure.
but we don't have, a single telephony platform. And I have experience of this, of actually going down to a single telephone number and putting, entire contact centre service for Job Centre Plus onto 0800
you said
and
to
free.
you said to the Public Accounts Committee you would do it.
Well, I'm
2
saying
years ago.
Not 3 years.
Well, 18 months ago then. We'll split the difference.
Yeah. Well, we will do it within the resources available. Chief Finance Officer and I will do
that's no good, is it? That's no good. That's Andrea's actually put a finger on it, which is, it's no use coming to a select committee and promising you will do something, or you're thinking of doing something, you're keen to do something. When will you do it? So can we have an end date? Right, there's a note coming from young David. What is he saying? Bail out as soon as possible.
No, he's confirmed, and I said I thought we were going down to about 54. We've reduced the 0845 numbers by 60. This from the 139. That's
Yes.
the factual.
You've taken it down to, or you've reduced it?
We've reduced it by 60
Since when?
so far.
So far.
Yeah, well, in this last year.
Very good.
But
what about the move across to cheaper numbers?
I've already made clear that I can't answer it. I've agreed to take it away. I have agreed that if we can do that,
You could tell us,
we
yeah.
will. But I can't guarantee we can, because it's a huge investment.
You see, Andrew read out a letter. The Daily Mail, I came in today, the Daily Mail had sent me a pack of letters. You know they've been doing stuff in Money Mail, but the letters, if I had time and read some of them out, they're just ridiculous. People waiting 30 minutes, people phoning and phoning and phoning, writing and writing and writing. The elderly are having the toughest time with this. You see, let's take your percentage of calls answered.
Thank you.
John.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Just one quick question to Mr Bowles, following up on the discussion earlier about telephone numbers. The 0845 doesn't cost you anything, you don't get anything from it, but if you move the numbers to the other numbers that we discussed, there is a cost to HMRC. Have you made an estimate of what that cost to the business will be if you were to move completely away from 0845?
I don't have that estimate to hand, but I can see what I can write to the committee about on that.
That'd be useful, because obviously at the moment, the cost being on the consumer, there's no particular incentive for it to come down. If it's your cost, you might start to manage it.
I take the challenge as we did earlier.
Right.